This is pretty amazing what's going on here.
And yet it's the most normal thing in the world, isn't it?
I got all kinds of questions, but...
Unfortunately, we only have one answer. We're really good at adapting it, though. Have you noticed?
Yes. Would you remind me of who you are, Abraham? You started out this morning, and that really blew my mind when you said hello. And then you said goodbye. And now I have a hard time distinguishing between, and I know that this is true and real what I'm feeling, but I just want to hear it, some sort of affirmation or just validation of who Abraham is.
Well, when Esther stands here in readiness to allow us to speak to you, she says, Abraham, I want to speak clearly your words. And that's her way of saying, I want to be an accurate interpreter of the vibration of Abraham. Now, recently, she's added to that, because of questions like the one that is pulsing within you. Abraham, I want the part of me that is you to dominate during this time. Because Esther knows that when she gets out of the way, her biases and her prejudices and her worrying and her humanness is not an issue, and the clear view of source energy is allowed. And so this morning, as she stood here waiting for us to come in, she held the visual in her mind's eye of, so here I am, I'm putting my boat in the stream wherever I am, and I am where I am, and I know that Abraham is there calling me forward. And she breathed and allowed her boat to turn, and she allowed us to call her into the vibration that is Abraham. That is one way of explaining it. We are source energy. We are collective consciousness. We are Esther's inner being and so much more. We are the vibration that you were before you were born into your physical body, and we are the vibration that has become this further extended version of you. We are the collective consciousness that some call God and some are freaked out about the idea of even being so blasphemous as to do such a thing. In other words, we are pure, non-physical energy. We are vibration. We are source. We are that which is within you. We are the culmination of every hope and dream that you've ever had. We stand as that vibrational place. Now, in an environment like this where you all focus and draw us forward, we are as deep as you need us to be, as broad as you need us to be. We are as humorous as you want us to be. We are as knowledgeable as you want us to be. We have the answers as deep as the questions that you can ask. A teacher is what we really are. We are a teacher to the core of our being. And the effectiveness of a teacher is only as good as his ability to understand where a student is. And so we are always, first and foremost, aware of the vibration of whoever it is that we are interacting with. In this case, it is you, but it is you, but it is you. And so we are expressing these answers on many levels, all there for you to receive wherever you are, you see. So to you, we would like to say that we are the extension of that which is you, and we are that which you were even before you were born. And we are the source energy that you might call source. We've given ourselves the label Abraham because it is less resistant by most people. Everyone here, everyone on the planet have access to that which we are. We are as expansive as you ever ask us to be. We are ever present, always aware of you, always rooting for you, and always standing in the place of your greatest extended life experience. We never look back at what went wrong. We never spend time worrying about why you're not someplace else. We are always unequivocally calling you forward to that which you really are.
Where is Esther during all this?
Esther is in vibrational alignment with us, so much so that we are able to use her apparatus completely. In other words, because of her alignment, she is able to find the translation or the interpretation of these blocks of thought seamlessly, to the point that as we are offering them, she is able to find the words in what you would call real time. We're able to download a block of thought that might take her several minutes to unravel. We want you to understand that Esther is not doing anything that you cannot do. In other words, everyone on the planet is an extension of source energy. All Esther did was hear about the possibility of connecting with intelligence that had answers, and then meditate for 9 months by quieting her mind. And in her meditation process, she quieted her mind, which means she stopped thought, which means she stopped resistance. And in that time, for 15 or 20 minutes a day, she allowed us to tune her vibration to the frequency that is us. And once she was tuned to the frequency that is us, she hears our thoughts, you see. Now that doesn't mean that Esther can't have a negative thought. It doesn't mean that she can't have a bad day. It means that she has access when she reaches for the vibration of Abraham to the vibration of Abraham, as do you all.
So we can all do this.
You all are doing it to some extent. How often are you driving and you have an impulse to change lanes or to exit? It's an impulse coming from broader perspective. Even when you yawn, that is that impulse coming from broader perspective and awareness that your physical apparatus would benefit by the influx of oxygen and blood flow. You are all extensions of source energy. You have never been otherwise, you see. What you're witnessing here is someone in the state of allowing their connection to source. You see that on the basketball court when the player is believing in his skill and inspired to the movement. You see it in the surgery when the physician's hands are guided. You hear it in music. You see it in literature. It is all around you, see. It has never been different from this. Some call it channeling. Esther doesn't like the word. This is the epitome of inspiration. It's being in vibrational alignment with the energy of my source, so much so that the intent of source is the dominant calling. When you realize that law of attraction is responding to these dominant vibrations, and when you realize that the vibration of your source is the dominant vibration in the universe, then you understand why this call of source is so powerful and why it feels so uncomfortable when you don't go with it and so good when you do. That's why it feels so good to appreciate someone and so awful to criticize them, even if they deserve the criticism. It still feels awful. That's why it feels so good to positively anticipate and so bad to negatively anticipate. When your grandmother loves you, the reason it feels so good is because as she holds you as her object of attention in appreciation, she's connected to source and flooding it all over you. And then you say, ooh, that feels good. I think I will demand that from everyone. Problem is, everyone's not tuned in with source. So then when you get the idea that the way people look at you is the feedback about how you're doing, and then there are plenty of people looking at you that aren't tuned in with source when they're looking at you, then you begin to get a different impression of who you are. Where if you're only looking for the opinion of source about you, you will always come out of that sort of a conversation feeling very satisfied with who you are. Because source sees you right where you intended to be, pure positive energy, leading edge creator, in an environment of contrast, giving birth to all kinds of new rockets of desires, making the world a better place just by your asking for it to be better for you. And then when you take the time to come into alignment with that, so that you actually allow yourself the benefit right here, right now of that alignment and of that manifestation, it just does not get any better than that. And we are teachers of that. We are teachers of alignment because we said we would. It was our agreement with all of you. We said, you go forth and you see what you don't like, and out of it will be born what you prefer. And we will give our undivided attention to what you have created through the deciphering of life. And we will hold it for you as your vibrational creation, and we will never forget from whence it has come, and we will, from the moment that you give birth to it, eternally call you forward toward it. And you said, okay, I'll listen for the call. And then you came into your physical body and you said, I feel better when I see these things and worse when I see these things, so let's push against these bad things. And as you pushed against those bad things, you felt rotten. which was not the call of Source. But the call of Source never stopped calling. You just sort of got out of earshot for a while. So we would like to say to you or to anyone who is listening for the call of Source, sometimes it sounds like revenge, go with it. Sometimes it sounds like anger, go with it. Sometimes it sounds like frustration, go with it. If you were in frustration, we would never coach you into revenge. That's going upstream. But if you are in revenge, we would coach you toward frustration. Helpful?
Yes, very.
One last thing. We are that which you are. You are more that which we are than you are anything else. Give us 1 minute worth of question and we'll give
1
you
minute?
1 minute worth of answer.
Do you have an attorney? How do you resolve issues? This is a dumb question, I know. I mean, you already answered it, but how do you resolve issues of conflict when they come up in your business or whatever, or somebody rips you off or whatever? What do you do then?
Well, here's what we encourage. No matter how much wrongdoing has happened, your pushing against it causes you to pay an even greater price. So no winning in any court is worth the disconnect that is necessary in order to push against. Besides, the conflict itself in all that wrongdoing send out rockets of desire that if you line up with it will serve you even more. In other words, this is an unlimited universe. This is a universe with resources unlimited. Don't squabble over resources because they are unlimited. Although a little squabbling makes you ask for more, and then the universe expands with further resources, which you then have access to, you see. We would never sue anyone for any reason because we would not sacrifice our alignment with Source in the process. And that which is your Source would never push hard against anyone, because that which is your Source understands you don't need to push against another to get what you want. You're already deserving of what you want, and the other has nothing to do with it. We have enjoyed this interaction immensely.
Thank you very much.
It is delicious to interact with those like you who are coming to know who you are. There isn't anything that you should be doing, nothing that you are supposed to do. It's not possible for you to get off your path. You've come forth into this environment to give birth to desires, and you are doing a magnificent job of that. And all that is benefiting completely by that which you are adding to the expanding universe. It is our desire that you make a decision that nothing is more important than that you feel good, and that you will do the best in every moment to find the best feeling thought that you can find. And as that is your mantra, reaching for that relief that is always possible, no matter how good you feel. You heard a friend say, I thought I felt good, and then I found out I could feel even better. It was orgasmic, she said. And we say there is no limit to how good you can feel. So why not go after that? Why not find out just how good you can feel? But in the process of trying to find out just how good you can feel, we ask just one thing of you. Do not lament how bad you may feel right now, because it is irrelevant. Put your boat in wherever you are. Trust the stream to take you to a better feeling place, and just let go of the oars. The stream will turn you. And as you do that more and more and more, this ever-flowing stream will lead you right to the culmination of so many things that you have been wanting. But most of all, it will return you to the resources of Source. It will return you to the vibration that is really who you are. And then you can get on with why you came to begin with. There is great love here for you. And for now, we are incomplete.